What's good, everybody? I'm Bobby Nuggs. It's your host. Today, we are doing a very special episode at Pop Shop, North Providence, Rhode Island, Carrying the Torch podcast, where we highlight the past blazed by visionaries and pioneers from all walks of life. Episode 12. We are ending season 1 today. You know, we had to end things off with a bang, so I had to get one of my longtime friends, a true curator, the architect of the glass scene in the United States of America, a farmer, a friend, just a humble dude with a heart of gold. My man Waldo's Wonders, brother. How are you today, man?
Good, dude.
Oh, dude,
Thanks
I love
for having
you.
me, bud.
I haven't seen you in.
It's been years.
Hurts to
dude.
say, and I don't like to say it. It's been about 10 years since I've seen you.
Yeah, since I left Rhode Island, actually.
Since you
2016.
left, all right. And you went out to the Midwest.
Yep.
Is that where you're originally from?
Yeah, South Dakota.
Word, man.
Yep.
So you went back to the roots.
Yeah, I wanted a little peace and quiet.
Yeah.
You know, Boston, definitely growing up in South Dakota and then moving, Colorado, Washington, out to Boston, it was overwhelming, to say the least.
I've definitely kept up with you on social media, over these years, and I get to see a little glimpse into your life on the farm.
Yeah.
I'm every time like, damn, that's the way we should all be living and striving for.
It's beautiful. I mean, it's way healthier for me.
Yeah.
One thing is I don't like going to the grocery store. I don't have to buy much there. Mm-hmm. Bread, milk, cheese.
You've always been a good cook.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's definitely something that I know you take pride in, your high-end ingredients.
Yep.
You brought me some fire garlic salt.
Yes, sir.
Bearing gifts straight from the farm in Minnesota. I appreciate you.
Yep.
I'm going to make some chicken parm with that.
Hell yeah.
But we'll use it for a bunch of stuff because we like to cook, man.
Yeah.
But it's good to see you, my brother. You look happy. You look healthy.
Yep.
And it's awesome to reconnect here at Pop Shop Gallery, North Providence, Rhode Island. Thank you to our sponsors, Pop Shop, Cold Room Drip, Grassroots, California, Ripple, Maine, Tier 401. We appreciate you guys. Without you, we could not continue this freaking podcast. Things have been crazy for us recently. The show is growing. And, shout out to our home studio sponsor as well. We have our residency at Underground Culture in Tiverton, Rhode Island. If you're looking for a unique space to throw events or your own studio for a podcast or to go study, Underground Culture in Tiverton's your spot. Today, though, we're here at Pop Shop, Rhode Island. We're about to do something super fun, interview my man Waldo. Waldo, how I like to start things off usually is ask my guest this or that. I got 10 questions for you.
Cool.
You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, brother. You give me your favorite A or B answer. All right, this is probably an easy one. City life or farm life?
Oh, farm life for sure, dude.
Bowl or bong?
Ooh, 90% of the time Sherlock, but I really love whipping out my Aircross 4.0 tube every once in a while.
Hell yeah, man. I love a good Sherlock, just the feel of it.
Yeah.
It feels so sophisticated.
I love Sherlock.
Yeah,
some reason
special.
Sherlocks and hammers are just, spoons, I don't know. It's got to be a Sherlock or hammer.
Also if it's a water filtrated hammer. I've tried a few that I was like, all right, that's more superior than just a dry piece, What do you enjoy more, the lot or the road life?
The lot, hands down.
Yeah.
It's more serious connection with people and the consumers, and the life that they live on lot is just something special. I mean, I did that for 8 years pretty much, and it was amazing every summer.
Yeah, every single summer.
Yeah, I miss it big time.
On average, how many events were you doing?
13 to 15 festivals a year.
That's crazy. And those are 4 days at a time?
Yeah.
Sometimes
5 days because you got to actually 6 days pretty much. I'd have 1 day of driving in between to go to the next festival because it's set up, 4 days festival, tear down.
Yep. Now, what were some of the music festivals here in the Northeast region that helped you make your bones in your start?
Camp Bisco was a big one. That was a fun one. We did the Fish 8 at the racetrack in New York. We did Gathering of the Vibes. We did All Good.
Vibes is awesome. I never got to go to All Good.
It was pretty crazy.
You got to hit some of the best festivals in the USA because there was a sweet spot.
Oh, yeah.
Over the last several years, music festivals have changed a lot since we started going 20 years ago, and since our parents started going. But everybody started trying to get their finger in the game and doing this or doing that. And it really oversaturated the market, watered things down, and then Fire Festival happened. And everybody kind of caught on that, like, all right, you need to take a step back, reevaluate, the production, the people behind the scenes
Yeah, totally.
doing these things. Because there's been multiple festivals in the Northeast too that, where they just stopped one off, or the production manager or the founder of the event was a terrible person. Like, what was it about that scene that really drew you in?
Honestly, just the connection with people.
Me too.
Like, you walk 5 feet and you're going to meet a new friend, and it could be a lifelong friend just like that. And all you're doing is hanging out, drinking some beers, walking down the pass, and you literally just run into randoms that are just people. Now best friends.
Like mine's. Like, I still have friends that I met, like, at Wormtown Strange Pre Camp. Kiwani was another strong one for us. I feel like
said Wormtown
I
too,
think that definitely, like, top of the list for us as far as, like, Rhode Island, Massachusetts. That was like the hub. Once in the spring, once in the fall.
Yeah.
We could really, like, you could depend if you got a long summer working. You got Wormtown coming up. You got a long winter. Strange Peak will be there for you.
Yeah, totally.
I miss those days, man. It was a good time. Now, you prefer gardening tomatoes or garlic, fam?
Garlic for sure. I mean,
I see you.
Tomato, that's kind of a tough one because I do about 100 jars of salsa and 100 jars of spaghetti sauce every year. So, like, I really do enjoy the tomato aspect, but the garlic is just so easy for me.
Set it and forget it.
Yeah, you plant it in October and you pull it in July. It's a beautiful crop.
There's festivals in garlic as well as tomatoes, but garlic definitely has a whole counterculture.
Yeah, I've been seeing them pop up a lot.
Yeah, it's
all
cool
the
to
fermented
see, like,
stuff they're doing.
Are there different varietals or strains that you work with of garlic?
I only work with 2 right now, Red Russian and Elephant garlic.
Word.
Elephant's the one I've grown the last 7 years, but I just implemented the Russian Red this year, so we'll see how it does.
All right, very cool, man. I love to hear it. Now, torch and banger or an E-rig, son?
I'd have to say torch and banger just because of the cleanness of it, like every time after I'm fully cleaning it, like, don't get me wrong, like those D-nails, man, I use those things for years and years and years just because it was so nice, and I think I was dabbing so much back then that it was just the accessibility was there. But now it's very rarely for me to take a dab, so I love ripping out the torch and my old Dina K rig, and it's just
it's still nothing can beat the old torch and quartz method, and nowadays 2026 the terp slurpers and the technology is just continuing to advance so quickly. It's like it's progressing so fast, you know what I mean? Like, I'm still here for it, loving to see it. What is your preferred method of consumption nowadays?
Joint still.
Some good old doobies.
Yeah, I absolutely love rolling it. I love the little personal just tasters. I'm not trying to, like, smoke a full joint to the dome anymore. Just the little tasters are just perfect. Get
out in the garden. Just get your hands in the dirt. It's fun. Kind of connect with earth a little more.
Ground.
You know what I mean? Absolutely, brother. East Coast scene or West Coast scene?
East Coast.
Yeah, man. Something special about
East
here.
Coast.
I always say, like, for our community, as a hippie, as a wook, whatever you want to maybe say that I am, Haight-Ashbury in San Francisco is its own entity, right? And that's like what a lot of people gravitate towards. But people in the Northeast, in the Tri-Area, from New York to Connecticut to Rhode Island, Maine, it's a special place here, all our own. I always say, like, we're kind of like the Emerald Triangle in a lot of ways, and we mirror them. We mirror Humboldt and the way we think, the way we do things here. You know what I mean?
A lot more straightforward on the East Coast than the West Coast. I feel.
And some of the best strains, breeders, everything came from out
here.
Agreed. Shout out to all you guys, man. Waldo. Sunrise sesh or late night smoke?
At a festival, sunrise sesh.
Yeah, you can't.
Normally late night smoke, but every festival, that sunrise sesh is
I've had
remarkable.
A few myself on the creek there.
Yeah.
That were like totally. Super memorable. Vibes too, especially.
Watching the sun come up through the trees, it's just nothing
next
like
level.
it. Yeah.
Now, last question: pickled asparagus or watermelon rinds?
I'd have to say pickled asparagus.
Me too.
Watermelon rinds are more healthy for you, but I'd have to say pickled asparagus.
Yeah, pickled asparagus slaps, man. I just love asparagus. I don't care if it's canned or
I should have brought a jar in so we could have popped it right now.
I'm an asparagus fiend. I know bad kidneys too. It's very good for your kidneys. Here in Rhode Island, there's this restaurant, Persimmon. If you're here for a little while, I suggest maybe getting dinner there. Right now they have on the menu a white asparagus with a Hollandaise
Wow.
sauce on top. It's one of the best dishes. It's one of the simplest dishes. One of the
Sweet.
most delicious I've had in a long time.
Yeah, I for asparagus, it's weird. I can eat it for the month of June really hard because I grow about 100 pounds of it.
Yeah.
So pretty much the whole month of June, some in July, I'm eating it, and
Yeah.
after that, I'm like,
You're
all
sick of
right,
it.
I'm good for the year.
Recently, I took like some goat cheese, some brie, and like croissant dough, and I took like asparagus I cooked and blanched, and then I put it as a tart. I saw someone do online. Drizzled a little bit of honey after. Oh, it was so good.
That sounds great.
Asparagus is versatile. We put it in
Yeah.
paella a lot.
Yeah,
We make a lot of paella since we got back from Barcelona. So
yeah, that's awesome.
paella is special. I don't know if you've ever actually
Yeah,
had it
yeah.
before, but it's different, man. If you
Yeah.
like your veggies.
Yeah,
Now let's bring it back, man.
yeah.
You're Waldo's Wonders. You're one of the most notorious glass artists, collectors, purveyors, people, and speaking for the glass culture really there is nowadays in the game. When did you first discover your first glass piece that you were like looking at it mesmerized and you never forgot?
You know, actually, this one's funny. I got it off of a website because I was living at college in Fargo, North Dakota. Actually, Wapton, but I was living at college, and I got it off this website. And I cannot remember the name of it right now, but it was fully inside out. Just had a little bit of red and a blue as a steamroller, and it mesmerized me. They had pictures of like how it was gonna look when it got dirty, and I had to have it, and it was definitely the first piece, and I'll always remember that piece.
That's awesome. Yeah, for me, I think that it was just this little spoon pipe that was purple and green and blue and had crazy colors my buddy gave to me in like end of 8th grade.
Nice.
And he ended up passing away, so I always vividly remember this like one-off little spoon, and I always tried keeping it. I had it for a long time. My mom ended up stealing it because I think she thought I was trying to bring it to school. But
Whoops.
yeah, man, that kind of that intrigued me a lot into the glass culture. And back then, Honest Bob's
Yeah.
was like the spot. Wash your head. Was,
Yeah.
Head shops were kind of not a thing yet. Things were still very taboo, as I'm sure you remember.
Oh yeah.
So it was kind of like finding really heady glass or artists. There weren't many of them.
Yeah.
Who was the first artist that you discovered in the glass art community?
The first artist was Kevin Clark, pretty much.
Yeah. Shout out to Kev, man.
Pipeteer. I definitely had seen some glass around, but it was at a festival in Minnesota, 10,000 Lakes, and he was walking around selling these oneies that said 10,000 Lakes Festival on them, and I thought they were amazing, so I bought one, and that's pretty much how I got into the industry, is him selling me one. I took it back to the campsite, and everyone wanted one. So I went and found them the next day, and I think I sold like 60 to 80 that day alone. So I was just having fun meeting people and showing people, and I was like new to the whole festival scene.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
You got to meet everybody.
Yeah, everyone was so friendly. Everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, you have what?" I'm like, "Yeah, look at this, $10."
That's
They're like,
awesome.
Yeah.
So that right there, like you were at one of your first festivals, you meet Kev.
Yeah.
You buy a piece from him, and you just start going around, just networking, meeting
Yeah.
people, and in a way, you became like a spokesperson for an artist immediately.
Yeah, within hours without even knowing
And
what I was doing.
you're already making sales that are impacting an artist, because that's what they're there for at the festivals, to sell art.
Yeah.
You sell, maybe 50 to 80 pieces for this dude. He's like, who the it's
Yeah.
this kid?
Yeah.
Yeah, like you had.
totally.
So from the jump, from the first moment you held your first real glass piece from an artist you met, it was game on.
Yeah, pretty much.
What year was that?
2006.
Yep.
I was working I graduated college, and I was working auto body, tinting windows, doing spray liners, and doing just a bunch of accessories for vehicles,
Yeah.
and I just wasn't happy.
Yeah.
I was getting paid $8.50 an hour after college, and just wasn't happy.
Yeah, but you learned a trade though. At least there's always
Yeah,
that,
I can always fall back.
But
I still have all the tools.
You had
but
passion and a sense of probably renegade and risk.
Yeah.
Also, that
Yeah.
was kind of bubbling, because it's at the end of the day, it's the Tweed game. So
Yeah.
everything revolves around what we do. You know what I mean? What was one of your favorite lot experiences that might have went bad?
I mean, there was multiple times people tried to steal from us.
Yeah, that's the hard
you know,
thing.
like the first one was at actually Extravaganza, and
I was there.
it's still on. There's still a
Yeah,
YouTube video of it. It's pretty
there?
hilarious. I think it's Extravaganza weed fight.
Yeah.
But this dude, you know, we're having a great time. Jerry Kelly was there. His boys. There was like 8 or 9 of us just hanging out. And this kid came up and decided to go over top of the plexiglass and grab a pipe and try taking off. Well, I grabbed his hand. He swung at me, tried to punch me. And next thing I know, we're running after him. And someone ends up tripping him. And I just jump right on top of him and hold him down. And the whole festival got mad at me thinking I was beating a kid up. And it was a mess. But then everyone started realizing that he stole from me because I'm sitting there screaming it. But there's been plenty of those times, you know. Like the people at festivals, you know, sometimes they might be a little too fucked up. Sometimes they might
absolutely.
be actually trying to steal, but sometimes they're just a little too fucked up and don't realize what they're doing. And you know, it happened at Biscuits.
Oh yeah, those are that festival. The New York festivals, for some reason, the kids go really hard at.
Yeah.
At one time at New York Harvest Fest, I seen a kid spinning really fast, dancing, and right into Sable, Mikey Miller's, and Hannah's glass case, and knocked down a good $50,000 worth of pieces and shattered them all.
Oh my god.
And he's like on the floor rolling around in all this broken glass, crying. Immediately went from happy, tripping to like losing it. So not only was it like a hard experience because everybody lost their art and their hard work, someone had hurt themselves and he was in a bad mental state. We all had to help him.
Yeah.
So sometimes, man, you know, things just can go awry.
Yeah.
You always got to be prepared. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's glass too, so things can break.
Yeah.
What was one of the worst pieces or one of the most pieces you love that you broke? Do you remember? There had to have been a couple pieces you dropped or broken.
Yeah, there definitely has been. I mean, there's 2 times I can think of right now. One, I was out hustling glass on the road in my white bus back in the day. And I guess I didn't shut the door completely. And I'm driving down the highway. And all of a sudden, I feel a wind gust, and I look behind me, and there's 3 cases that had flew out the back. I mean, I had 56 cases back at that time, and 3 cases flew out the back. Yeah, I pulled over, and luckily people were swerving around them, but a couple of Jerry's broke, and a Mike Fro broke out of that. And that's like the only time that I've ever lost anything out the back of the car. You know, and then I took the collection from when Nick owned Glass Roots. I took a collection from him, and I had this old freak and bear claw piece. It stands like this tall, and it has 3 legs coming off of it. Well, the case just was a little too tight for it, and ended up breaking one of the legs off. It's in my flower planner now. It's an amazing piece.
Expensive flower planner.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
That's what's up, though, man. So now, do you remember Operation Pipe Dreams?
You know, I was there for it, but I didn't have any involvement. You know, right after Operation Pipe Dreams is when I started hearing stories of Operation Pipe Dreams. I really didn't know about it while it was going on. Type thing. I'd heard about it. You know, I was living in South Dakota at that time. There's no smoke shops. There's no, you know. Yeah. So I didn't really. You know, I've heard so many stories from shops and glass artists after that just crazy.
At that time, that happened in 2002. At that time, I think that it affected the industry as a whole. When things were kind of heating up, immediately things went back down, seems like, for a lot of artists. I think I had to be, in 2002, I was probably like 12 or 13. Yeah. And I remember hearing about it on the news, you know what I mean? And being intrigued by Tommy Chong being on the news, being prosecuted, because even as like a 7-8-year-old, I loved, you know, Cheech and Chong movies. Yeah. And I was like, I knew what was going on. I knew what skunk was. Like, I was like, I was in it, dude. So, you know what I mean? Like, it's just kind of crazy, brother, how things end up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the industry's it changes all the time. Yeah. You know, and that was a very dramatic change coming from a legality standpoint of like, if you're operational right now, you better be black market as possible and not letting anyone know. And it's like you got to knock on the door and have an appointment to go into the glass shop. It was very secretive, you know.
Well, it seems like it didn't take long before, you know, that people started to make sense of it, and then that extreme taboo went away pretty quickly.
Yeah, it did.
You know, I think because MMJ started to pass it countrywide, Rhode Island passed their program in '06.
Yeah.
So at that point, you have 15,000 patients
Yeah.
who need apparatus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think that they killed the glass industry with, you know, that regulation and that bill to come after everybody in '02. And then it was rebirthed again through MMJ.
Yeah, in 2 years, I would say.
I'd say in 2 years,
2005, it was
by '06, two people were like, glass artists were kind of getting back on the torch, name branding themselves.
Yeah, still illegal in a lot of states to travel. You know, South Dakota, you couldn't travel through. You had to, like, call and let them know, hey, I'm entering exit 336 into South Dakota right now. I'm going to be through the end of the state in 2.5 hours. I'm in a black SUV. I have medical apparatuses with me, and they would allow you to go. But if you did not call them, and I always thought it was entrapment, so I just never called.
Yeah, you never called.
You know, I was always straight-laced driver. I never sped. I never messed around. So, like, I just always drove through. You know, Iowa was another big one. Super sketchy. My first routes were Colorado to Minneapolis. So, you know, I'd go through Iowa, I'd go through Nebraska, South Dakota sometimes, and try to hit those shops that never see glass or could never get glass.
Yeah, so that first era and really the mid and early 2000s, I think, was like such a pivotal moment for everybody even involved to this day.
Yeah.
Because I think that was really when things started to form and people started to make good money and the opportunities started to come about that weren't there before.
Yeah.
Because before that, it was really, you know, Snotty had developed the fuming, and a lot of it all came back to music festivals. And then some people who had the ball started these head shops, right?
Yeah, totally.
You know what I mean? So it can get, you know, hectic out there. And I think people forget now, after 24 years, that this was outlaw shit for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of people risk their freedom to just be here.
Yeah.
I just wanted to touch on that.
I mean, even Kevin got arrested in South Dakota. He got like 112 counts of paraphernalia.
That's crazy.
You know?
112?
Yeah, he had 112 pipes of them. So I think it might have been more than that.
One pound for every pipe. And this is what it was really like for people. Like, I don't think people nowadays, like, you know, the average person getting into the community or industry is in their early 20s. So, you know, I think people forget the true history. And degenerate art was another, you know, I think huge pivotal moment for the glass culture kind of as a whole. Highlighting what had happened there with Operation Pipe Dreams in a lot of ways. A lot of the artists who were affected by that seem to have collaborated at that level for degenerate art.
Yeah.
What is your opinion about degenerate art, man? I think that's like one of the best glass documentaries ever made.
Yeah, I mean, it opened a lot of people's eyes that, like, we're just not a bunch of degenerate stoners. You know, like, we are business people. We do make art. Like, we do have, you know, a family. We are, you know, we're not just a bunch of degenerates. We're people too, you know. And it was like really, it was really amazing to like open up, you know. Once it got to Netflix, like I was even able to like, hey, you know, mom and dad, like I know you guys don't really support me.
Yeah, but look at this.
You know, look at this, watch this video.
You'll understand.
And like that totally were like, okay, it opened their eyes a little bit. That like what I do is actually a profession. You know, it's not just some stoner. It's, you know, off in the corner. It's some actual profession thing.
Yeah, be proud. Be proud of that, because in so many ways, Waldo, you carry the torch. You know what I mean, and you were a pioneer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. Have you ever actually blown glass and made some pieces? Is that like something you've indulged in at all?
A couple of times. Yeah, with Jerry. Usually,
with Jerry. Shout out, Jerry.
That's about it. You know, he's making something. We're hanging out in the shop late at night, and all of a sudden he'll light the other torch up and just kind of stare at me until I grab pressure. A piece of glass.
I was always afraid, man, and like I had tons of opportunities to get behind the torch at all those festivals, and I never did. Up until I went up to Manifest Studios to visit Larry OG, and he's like, quit being a bitch. And he called me out. I'm like, all right, you know what? Fuck it. He turned the torch on for me. Other than fishing, I don't know if there's anything that I've done that's cleared my mind as much. Because you can hurt yourself. You kind of got to be prepared to like really focus. And it really put me in like a zen state.
Nice.
And I've made like, you know, some pendants and some marble sets. I haven't messed with the torch about 6 months, but it's definitely, I'm glad that I got the chance to mess with some frit.
Yeah,
like,
totally.
Next up, I think I want to take maybe an intro to pipe making class. And, you know, I got a little studio on the property I'm trying to set up. So who knows? Nice. Either pottery wheel or a little torch.
Yep, sweet.
Little Bob making some marbles, like, paired with strains. That was my idea.
Nice.
You know, I want the frit to each be a strain name or like whatever colors we do.
Yeah.
You know? So let's bring it on to the glass review segment now. Waldo, we have chosen 3 pieces from the vault today at Pop Shop Gallery for you to see if you can guess the artist right. You want to pull out the first piece? You want to decide to see if you can.
Do you know whose they are?
I don't. We might have to get Beavis in here.
I think we will.
Yeah, you want to get Beavis in here?
This one's a big question to me.
This piece is. Whoa, wait.
Yeah, it's sits
So
in a
okay,
full stand.
I didn't know that it actually did that, which makes it even more hectic and kind of scary to me. I really like the like a little kind of wig wag kind of vibe it's got going on.
Yeah, it's drawn on. It looks like full. It's super aesthetically pleasing. This thing and all the Marias right here. Yeah, it's drawn on some red tubing. Like
looks like you put on the lathe.
Yeah.
Perhaps,
This section looks like it. Yeah, because it is very straight.
It looks like lathe work.
Yeah.
Maybe. The stand is cool.
And it looks like it's got some opal-esque.
Crushed opal.
Yeah.
It's elegant.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Do you know what color that would maybe be?
I don't.
There's thousands of.
It depends on the year, and he, I think this piece is pretty old school.
Okay. What's your guess?
I've got 2 of them.
You got 2 guesses.
2 guesses. Okay. I want to say it's a J-Mass. That is what I'm thinking. I think it's a J-Mass.
And second guess.
Mike Rahman.
Both are wrong.
Dang!
It's a Ram Sherlock.
No way.
Yeah. Yep.
Holy crap. Yeah. Okay,
I didn't even know he made like simple or pieces.
He wasn't
like that.
actually for a long time. He wouldn't make functionals. So
oh really?
There's a lot of like soft glass professional guys that kind of came into the borrow industry that were very stuck up to it at the first point. They didn't, they were like, I'll never push a bowl in my life, you know. But then they got into the culture and realized, oh hey, pipers aren't that bad, So there's a lot more scientific workers. I shouldn't even say soft glass. Scientific workers that were like, I can make a pipe and I can make it look real good.
Real good. And Ram, shout out to Ram. I mean,
that's awesome.
Ram, as we know, might be one of the most technical, famous artists in the whole game. Yeah. He's made some crazy, crazy pieces. Now let's get the next one out, man. I grab a dabber and that. Wow, I really like this one. It's got the opal in the.
I know. It's got a super big opal in the back
stacked,
too.
Bro. This thing's stacked.
I was very. It's
beautiful.
There's a lot of encomos in here, and they're super clean.
So those are separate pieces he had to put together.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can see this blue line right there. Yeah. So this is actually a section, and then they put a different color, like a lip wrap on the top, and then they smooth it out and connect it to this. The same thing with this, and same thing with this. Wow. Like all these are different sections. Yeah, even here is a black lip wrap in between this blue and this blue. There's a lot of sections in this piece.
It's crazy. Kind of reminds me of Velagy. Very similar, similar style.
So my 2 guess. One is Dosa and the other was Bella G.
Wrong. JDZ, son.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so this must be like pre-2012. That's a bong, actually.
Yeah.
It's not even a dab.
Wow.
So JDZ, man. I've never heard of him before.
Yeah, Asheville. JD Nace.
So he's kind of from like the...
Right? JDZ?
I don't know. Shout out JDZ, man. If you're still out here blowing glass, my brother,
90%.
Yeah, that's what's up. I'm sure it's been hard for a lot of artists now.
I mean, there's so many sections in this piece.
It's crazy,
literally, you can see the 2 sections behind the opal. There's 3 sections connecting just this piece.
The spiral, though, is like...
Yeah.
It blows my mind. So many steps have went into this one piece.
Yeah.
What would you value something like that in today's market?
It's kind of tough with these opals in here and how clean it is. I mean, it's super nice. I would have to say $3K. There's so many sections. There's so many sections in there.
For a long time, the $3K mark was like the intro rig for being really heavy. Yeah. I think it's $1,000 for a lot of people nowadays. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. But that's a very, very nice piece.
It's definitely, within the last 2 years, the prices have changed a little bit just to go back.
Now, last but not least,
I
love the marble game. Like, the marbles are so crazy. I've been on the list here to try to get a snotty marble because Pop Shop Tom is a true collector. His old house used to have 2 bedrooms just dedicated to all of this art you see, and he's steady collecting. Now this might be one of my favorite marbles in the whole shop. They have a lot.
This is a collab.
Collab piece. Okay.
Okay. I'm 80% sure this has got to be a collab. The person on the back has got to be
Japanese artist?
yes. I can't.
Japanese
I
artist
can't.
names are hard to remember.
Osho Kito. I can't remember. There's so many of them that do the tightest little dots.
You're on point though.
The
there.
tightest little dots.
Yep.
And then the front is Adam Reitz.
Yep.
And that is like, it's my boy, dude. His stuff is so
Reitz.
clean.
Anything
clean.
Anything I've seen from him, like I stare at it for 15 or 20 minutes when I'm like looking at his work.
Dude, there's so many lines, so many dots.
Two,
it's so
two
clean.
right out of that collab. Takio.
Ah, yes. Yeah,
Reitz,
that's it. Yeah.
And Facet Mama.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
Nice.
shout out to Facet Mama.
Yeah, yeah.
So I believe all the facets that we see here are all done by Facet Mama.
Yep.
Which kind of brings in the jewelry making aspect
Yep.
of the industry into the glass blowing side, right?
It's so much cold work.
Cold work.
After work.
What's cold work mean?
So they have these little disc grinders,
Mm-hmm.
pretty much, that have a little bit of water that drips out.
Yes.
And different grit sands. So they'll go in, and it'll be connected to this arm. So it'll do it at like 30%, 90%, 60, and you can calculate that arm, and you go down into it, and then you rotate the marble, down into it, rotate the marble. It's a lot
Intricate
of work.
process.
It is a lot of work, and you got to be super focused.
So this must have taken her a while because they look flawless.
Yeah, totally. I mean, they all line up together like it is perfect.
I'd imagine what she could do to a diamond or a gemstone with
yeah.
the quality of level that. And she might be one of the most famous faceters in our industry.
Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah.
knows Facet Mama. Shout out Pop Shop coming through with 3 pieces out of the vault. I wanted to test Waldo's glass knowledge. We hit him with some really difficult
He
pieces.
definitely
though.
did.
Let me tell you, we want to make sure you did.
I couldn't believe it.
Now you're ready for Saturday at the Witch Doctor,
Yeah.
pulling stuff out the vault.
Yes, sir.
We're picking your brain.
Yep.
Let's shout out that event real quick. What's popping off this weekend?
So, Derek always wanted to do something for my 20th year in the industry. And we've been talking about back and forth. And, I told him I'm ready to start selling some of my collection. I just don't appreciate it as much anymore. I have too much at this point that I've been, traded in the industry for work I've done or whatever. I just have too much. So it's time for me to break out some of that collection and bring it to Witch Doctor for display. I'm going to be cooking food all day. I believe it's going to be grilled cheese and sloppy joes.
Straight what?
Nice and easy. We're straight lot food here. And we're just going to hang out and sesh all day. It's just going to be a fun time.
I wish that I was able to make it Saturday. I'm super grateful that today we're able to just get a moment together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shout out to Derek and just the whole team over at the Witch Doctor, man. Talk about true pillars of the community as a whole.
Straight up.
Rest in peace, PC.
Yeah.
Just the whole team over there. That's a real family-run business, and they're at the heart of Salem's community.
Yeah.
And every time that we get to go experience Salem, the Witch Doctor's part of our experience.
Yeah.
Witches get stoned too, right?
Yeah.
They've created an entire untouchable legacy that will never tarnish, can never be really taken
Straight
away.
up. No.
And they stood the test of time.
All the shows over throughout the years that they've done have just supported so much of this community.
Really has.
Like,
And
so
they
much.
still are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're a true Witch Doctor fan, right? You know
Yeah,
what
totally.
I mean?
Yeah.
I guess me too in so many ways. Like, those guys have treated me like gold and like family for the last 15 years.
Yeah.
It's emotional to talk about because we're getting old, boy.
Yeah.
I'm about to be 40.
Yeah, I am 40.
What?
Yeah.
Shit, happy birthday,
Yeah,
June,
June,
happy 40th,
yeah.
man. Like,
41 in June.
it's crazy, but at the end of the day, you can say it too. We risked our freedom to choose our lifestyle.
Yeah.
I don't regret a thing.
I'm forever grateful.
Me too, brother. It brought me to so many awesome people. And now here I am trying to share my legacy, my story. And after the King of Pot died, you remember KOP.
Yeah.
Everybody always used to say, Bobby Nuggs, you're carrying the torch.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where this whole podcast situation comes from.
That's amazing.
Today's episode 12.
Yeah.
So since September, we've been grinding super hard.
Yeah.
I'm hyped to get you in the studio today. Usually today on the show at this point in time, we'll switch over to the mystery box review. Mystery box review is one of the best parts of the show.
Sweet.
We're here at Pop Shop. They're part exotic snack store, part smoke shop, and art gallery. There is millions of dollars worth of art on these walls in here. We got some crazy memorabilia behind us too. But on every show for 12 episodes, we reviewed a Pop Shop mystery box. So we got, I think, 4 items in today's box that we'll review one by one and rate it 1 through 10.
Sick.
All right, my brother. Let's get it. Red meat flavor, Italian red meat flavor. We had to come through with like some proper flavors for you today. Oreo red velvet.
Wow.
Pie. Damn, I'm gonna like that. Looks like it might be a moon pie.
Yeah.
Moon pie vibe. Okay.
Oh my
And then
gosh.
we got an all caramel Milky Way.
I'm down for that.
Yo, I love how they make it like your dream snack of like maybe something you thought of. You know what I mean? Like I didn't even know that was possible. And then we got Wild Bill's Craft Beverage Co. Ring Pop Strawberry Craft Soda.
Man.
Dude, I'm hyped
That
right
brings
now.
me back to when I was like 5 or 6 years old, sucking
too,
on those
man.
ring pops.
Easter
dude.
was just here. I grabbed some Cadbury Oreos and I loved them.
Wow.
Waldo, my brother. What do
Yes,
you want to
sir.
start with?
Well, I think we should cleanse the palate.
All right, let's do
You
it.
know?
Ring Pop, Wild Bill's Strawberry Craft Soda. Let's go, man. Cheers, Waldo. I appreciate you. Like I mentioned earlier, man,
Cheers.
Green Side Up Gallery was a true, real part of Rhode Island scene, Providence scene. And,
Yeah.
you know, you guys did a lot for me. You actually paid for my first flight to go to a music festival out of the country and go be a judge for a cannabis competition at the 710 Cup in Denver in 2013.
Yeah, I remember those days.
You
dude.
and Kevin were like, yeah, man, I would
Yeah.
love to do this. You bought me my flight. You said you gave me T-shirts. Wear our
Yeah.
T-shirts out there. Take a few photos.
Yeah.
I got to meet everybody. It was one of my first biggest opportunities I had
Yeah.
in the industry was provided by this man and Kevin in Green Side Up Gallery.
Yeah.
Cheers to that.
Cheers, bro.
Let's give this a
Cheers.
little review. Ooh, I like that. That's really good. It's nice. It's definitely
It's not too sweet.
no, it's not too sweet at all. It's actually like nice pronounced. I'm getting more of a true strawberry flavor actually from it, but it's actually on point to the ring pop. It really does taste like a ring pop.
Wow. There's only like 5 ingredients. This is amazing.
Wow, I didn't think it would be this healthy or like that few ingredients too.
Cane sugar, natural
Only
flavor.
170 calories. I mean,
Wow.
damn, that's actually not bad. I drink a lot of soda water. Me like. All right, what's next? I think we should do the Italian red meat flavored chips, man. So I think these are supposed to be bolognese. Ooh, they smell good, but they're childproof.
I feel like the whole bag is gonna explode.
It probably is, man. Here, just take one for mine. Leave yours for the road. There you go. I think I'm gonna like these a lot. Whoa. It's like barbecue chip, cheddar chip, but there is some savory meatness going on there on the aftertaste.
One thing I will say about, the snacks and everything from other countries is how good they are.
Yeah, me too.
Like the ingredients in them are actually amazing compared to like what all of our producers put into it. Like every time I read the ingredients from a different country, I'm like, wow, it's got 5 ingredients in it.
Exactly. I'm gonna give the soda, before it's too late, an 8.5 out of 10. What about you?
I would have to go probably a 7.9.
7.9.
Yeah.
It's a little flat.
Yeah.
I like a little more of a zing to it.
I do like it's not ultimately flavor. It's not too
really
flavorful.
punched you
It's,
in the face.
Yeah.
It's good though. I really enjoy it. Now these, on the other hand, man,
I gotta get
I need another one of those. Easy 9.5 out of 10. I really like them. Be great with the sandwich. A little bit of mozzarella, some fresh peppers from the garden.
Oh man,
Maybe
those
some
would be
eggplant,
amazing on a
fried
sandwich.
eggplant.
Yeah.
A little Tony Soprano
Yeah.
vibe here. Me like you.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, Oreo red velvet. How do I even say this? Soca pie.
Yeah.
All right. I
think
like
you
red
nailed
velvet.
that.
I really like red velvet. I think this is gonna be like a moon pie. Yes.
Oh yeah.
It's a red velvet moon pie. Ooh, I'm gonna like this. I like any Oreo.
It smells amazing.
Ooh, cheers, my brother.
Cheers.
Oh my god, that's delicious. Very cakey. Also very chocolatey. I think that the marshmallow is very good. I don't taste a lot of Oreo. You know, I don't taste any Oreo really at all. But I really enjoy it. It's just a nice little red velvet cake. Definitely need a drink after that, though.
I'd say 9.2.
Yeah, I'll give it a
Except
solid
for
9.
A little bit of dry mouth.
A little bit of dry mouth. Solid 9. As a fan of red velvet cake, I like it a lot. Cleanse the palate. And then
I can't stop.
eat the whole thing, family.
This is good, dude.
Might as well. I like it a lot. I don't know if I'm gonna finish it though, because it's a little too much on the palate. This thing though, I'm excited for. This is an all caramel Milky Way. I love Milky Ways. I don't know if I'll like an all caramel Milky Way. It might be a little too much caramel, but I'm hyped on it. Milky Ways for life.
Made in Canada.
Shout out to Pop Shop Gallery, North Providence, Rhode Island. These guys have everything you could imagine. There's little kids that come here to shop for their Funko Pops. Or if you're looking for a piece of art that's more $25,000, they have what you're looking for. Alec Monopoly, all the way down to Funko Pops. Pop Shop has everything, including being one of the largest distributors on the eastern seaboard of exotic snacks. They just opened their second warehouse. Doing their wholesaling to people all over the country, all over
It's
the world.
been over 5 years now.
Yeah, man, 5 years, and Tom has really taken the business way off. They're doing things nonstop, and they've supported all 12 episodes. So today I wanted to come in and do a special pop-up segment with Waldo at Pop Shop.
Yes, sir.
Make it special, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I sold to them before they were even open in this location.
Did you?
Yeah, and the first time I walked in, there was still stuff over top of the windows, and I brought all the cases in, and he just had boxes of exotics all over the place.
What's
It
the
was
Dab
awesome.
Dojo previously?
Yep, exactly on Thayer Street.
They tore that location down.
No
Actually,
way.
on there, it's just an empty lot. You know?
Wow,
Yeah.
I need to go drive by there every time
Go
I'm in
drive
Rhode
by.
Island. I got
You know,
it.
shout out Steve too. I think he just closed OPM for after 26 years of business this past March. You know, so the times have changed, man. You know, what do you recommend nowadays for artists, most of all, to do for business? Is it social media? Is it in-person sales, calling shops? What's the trick, man?
You know, the social media thing has died.
Yeah.
It's very tough. You know, they're definitely saying they're limiting us. Our view isn't getting outreached anymore. Social media is just tough. Even sponsoring and doing anything like that. You know, I'd suggest trade shows. You know,
Yeah.
Champs is pretty expensive.
Talk about trade shows. What's up with Glassroots?
Yes, sir.
So you run. Was it Glassroots Art Show? Is how it started Las Vegas Expo?
They were before, so 2009 Glassroots Art Show started, and they were only based in Wisconsin.
Yes.
And then Amy they run another trade show that's all art. It's the Glass Bead and Expo.
Cool.
And so then they converted over and did a trade show,
Wow.
but they closed their last year's 2023.
Yep. Las Vegas Expo is kind of last of a dying breed.
Yeah.
Because Champs was lit. Age was lit.
Yeah.
Champs still seems like they're the lead purveyor of, you know, the experience of a business-to-business expo
Yeah,
experience.
it's definitely a lot different now because they have, you know, it's mostly focused on other means.
Yep.
It's not all the American Glass Expo what it used to be, and that's, you know, I've been vending all the Champs the last 12 years, and the last couple of years have just been pretty tough. It's just the glass is kind of not the main focus, and they're charging a lot, so it's kind of tough, and that's why I felt the need to take over Glassroots. You know, a couple of years ago, I just felt like there was a hole missing.
Absolutely.
And artists needed it, and I'm still trying to just do it as cheap as possible without making any money right now because I know the state of the industry. I know where we're at. You know, it's not only our industry; it's every industry.
It's the world
You know,
currently,
it
state
is.
of the
Yes,
world.
it's the economy, and like everyone can bitch and say whatever, but you know, if you're not out there hustling or straight up making glass every day, you're fucking up.
I agree.
Like, get to work.
At the end of the
you
day,
know?
too, I think it's still important to get out there and meet people.
Yeah.
Because that interaction personal is always going to be much more authentic than the social media DM or emails. Getting a feel of of each other.
You don't
Makes
have
people
to
wanna
make
invest.
pipes. There's art fairs that cost $100 to vend in every town USA, and those are the ones where we used to start in Rhode Island when we started here and opened up the shop. I went to every single art fair. It was like $50 to $100 to vend them, and I just bring a bunch of pendants and a bunch of
remember.
random stuff and just hand out flyers for the store, 10% off. Walk into the store, and it just got so many more customers coming.
That community involvement's everything. And as far as head shops go, is it also location, you think?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, I don't think the front and corner stores with the traffic is the spot anymore. I think
Online
you
sales.
want to have it like you want to have a spot where people can pull in and feel comfortable and have a parking spot and come in and hang out, not one where they got to pay to park in an expensive spot. Like we always we're doing the underground industry. We don't need to be in the front and center and paying $9,000 for rent.
I agree.
I feel like that $1,500 rent spot, is a lot better, and just work the store back and just like we used to. Now it's become employees and it's gotten a lot bigger, but scale it back a little bit. Relax, be happy, no stress.
Try to ride out the long run.
Yeah,
I think that too. Before we move on, I want to give this caramel a solid 8. I really liked it, but I like a little more something else to my my Milky Way.
Some kind of crunch in there would have been nice.
Yeah, it needs a little bit of a crunch, man, But yeah, it's hard nowadays for the industry as a whole, but I think events also changed the game for a lot of head shops. And, I recently got to go out to Stoke. Shout out those guys. They had, like, everybody out. Tammy Baller, Jerry Kelly. Like, it was lit. They had cheeseburgers. They had grilled cheese on the
Nice.
They had the Grateful Dead band there. And they made it a huge spectacle for the Grateful Dead.
Oh, that was the 60th
anniversary.
Yep, sweet.
And I think dozens of artists came through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was lit. But let's move on. We got one more review we're gonna do.
Let's do it.
Next door to Pop Shop Gallery right here is Francesco's. Francesco's is one of my favorite pizzerias in Providence. They make fantastic pizza, family owned. We got some slices on the house for us to review today.
Look at that.
Shout out to Francesco. If you're looking for a fire pizza, go no further. They got multiple locations, Mineral Spring and I believe Hope Street. I believe Dave Portnoy rated this over a 7.9. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, guys. But I know that this was one of the higher rated slices that Dave gave in our state. He was giving out some hard 7s for a while. And then he got to try these guys, and they made everything redeemed. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Pop Shop. We appreciate you guys. Episode 12, Carrying the Torch podcast. Shout out to our sponsors, Cold Room Drip, Ripple, Maine, Grassroots, California, Tier 401, Underground Culture. We appreciate you guys helping us keep the flame lit here at Carrying the Torch podcast. Let's review some pies, man. Oh my god.
Wow.
So much flavor. I really
it's
love
so thin, but
it's super
packed.
crispy. Great cheese. They just use super high-end ingredients, man. And their dough too is like everything. I think he might possibly use a little cornmeal, maybe on the bottom too.
I always gotta take a bite of the crust.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
Because that's kind of like, oh, see, you hear that?
That's crunchy. I love it. Francesco's killing the community.
Wow.
Shout out to my boy Frankie. The fam over there is awesome. Rhode Island is just bubbling right now. So many new restaurants, so many new pizzerias, so many new things to experience in this city, man. I'm glad you're back, my brother. We have missed you immensely.
Yeah, it always feels good to be back in the area.
Shout out to our homies and our fam. We have so many mutual friends.
We do.
Like a lot of people that we haven't seen also in a long time. So just Providence is seen. Super special.
Yep, it is.
A lot of fucking amazing people and super talent. A lot of super talented
My
people
heart
here.
will always be here.
Same, man. I never left.
Yeah.
I'm grateful. My mom's here. I got a lot of family here, and seeing it through to the other side. Everybody's getting really old, and I'm just happy and excited. I'm entering the second part of my career.
Yes,
I've been
sir.
doing this for 18 years.
Yes,
son.
sir.
That's all I know. Since I was 20 years old, I never had a real job. So now, as I approach 40, entering this new chapter, man, I'm excited for what's ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Entering, plus my
Agreed.
wife, getting to do this with her, and my production team. Shout out Seth and Keith, getting to do this all with my friends, and things just come full circle. They have a way of coming full circle for me. So I'm just blessed for that.
Yeah,
man.
I'm proud of you for this.
Thank
This
you,
is a
Waldo.
great step up.
I think that after all these years of, just being out there, it's a good time now to get in front of the camera, share my story,
Hell yeah.
my platform with other people who are out there making an impact. If there's one thing I feel like you've really done well and respectfully and humbly, is making impact in our scene and globally in a lot of ways, man.
I
Because
appreciate that.
I think now what we do has reached beyond
Yeah,
anything we could have imagined.
totally.
To Barcelona, to Germany, to France, to Italy, we're
Yeah.
dabbing in glasses. In
Mexico's blowing up right now.
nuts,
It's crazy. Chile, because of Kevin, you know, like there's a lot of countries that are
The
literally
pioneers are
just
still
blowing
out
up.
there,
Yeah.
you know, spreading the glass roots, if
Yeah.
we could say, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's still taboo in many other places, and you know, you still can get arrested and persecuted, and sometimes I think even killed for cannabis use
Yeah.
in other countries. So
Yeah.
we're not free yet, man. What's one thing that you would really like to see change overall for the glass culture that will help people and business?
I guess, you know, and it is starting to happen. More of our artists recognized as top tier artists. You know, seeing people get into museums, seeing it worldly recognized as art. You know, they can tell the lineage and when they came from and how the years. You can see it in the glass. You know, you look through my collection and you can see that's a 2004 to 2007. You know, you can tell the lineages of the pipes. And that's one thing I think they're doing a show right now, High Style. It's going to be, they say the Midwest, but inside I think it's going to be in Toledo, Ohio at the Museum of Glass there.
Very cool.
And it's going to be, you know, the first museum showing of American pipes and the lineage and how it all started.
That sounds like a really cool first of its kind.
Yeah,
You gonna go out and visit it
I'm going to try to. It's supposed to be opening in August.
in August?
Yeah.
Pretty soon.
Yep.
So people are still out there pressing the issue, doing new things.
Yep.
And that's the cool thing about glass and art culture is in many ways it's infinity. As long as there's new breeders creating new strains, there's always counterculture in a way for us to have the foot in the door that's, you know, sometimes can close in our face,
Yeah.
you know, but having that key, which in a lot of ways is the product,
Yeah.
right? Having that key to get back in front of the people is everything. And I still highly recommend nowadays, like, if Instagram's giving people trouble and you're having issues with sales, diversify your platforms.
Yeah.
Get on LinkedIn. I would definitely recommend getting on LinkedIn if anybody isn't on there and you run a cannabis adjacent business to, you know, the industry,
Yeah.
which is head shops, smoke shops, chef,
All the
caterer,
dispensaries.
all these brands that can benefit from the legal market without the licensing fees and the hurdles that they
Yeah.
have to go through. You know, they can make just as much good money, you know
Yeah.
what I mean, if you put yourself out there. So that's definitely what I say to someone who, you know, has ran a cannabis adjacent business for so long. Stay out there with the people and keep
Yeah.
utilizing all these new things like TikTok, YouTube, and create events around your product and what you do.
Yeah, there's so many local events. You just got to
crazy.
outsource them. There's so many art fairs. Like I said earlier, you don't have to make pipes.
There's so many levels to it, man.
Yeah.
You know, you can also paint, or you just,
Yeah.
if you're good at sales, these artists need spokespeople,
definitely
man.
do.
Like, they need people on their side, who are, you know, have their better interests involved and aren't greedy.
We need more art dogs on the road. You know,
For real.
it's been tough out there lately. You know, me and Noah from Glass X have been doing this 20 years now. Noah's been doing it probably 25, 26, and you know, we're just getting tired, dude. I've been doing, you know, 40 states a year for the last 20 years. I hit
That's
all
crazy,
50 in 1 year, and it's just
Wow.
like, it's coming to the point where, I mean, my knees aren't going to be able to take it forever.
Exactly. you know?
So we need more road dogs. We need people out there teaching and showing about the glass.
Educate that younger
Yeah,
generation.
a lot of
so-
artists don't want to do that. They want to sit in their garage and make, and we need to let them do that.
Exactly. You know, so that's another thing. Connecting with the younger generation is extremely important for our culture because they're the purveyors who will be carrying the torch,
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
forward
straight up.
for years to come. Who we
Yeah.
can continue to pass down our knowledge, our ways,
Yeah,
the style of how we do things. Because I always love the flair of the artist in the
Yeah.
game. Like everybody's got their own thing, right? Super
Yeah.
dope.
they do.
Waldo, we're here at Carrying the Torch Podcast, episode 12. Let our listeners know what's coming up next for you. Where are you going to be on this tour? This Saturday you'll be in Salem at the Witch Doctor.
Yeah.
But what's up next? Where are you heading?
I'll be heading to Maine for about a week, and then I get to go home for the first time since July of last year.
Damn, son.
I've been home, you know, a week here, week and a
there.
half there, but I've pretty much been on the road since last July. After that theft a couple years ago, I had to recoup a lot, so
Yeah.
I've just been working my ass off, and now I'm ready to go home, plant my garden, put my feet in the soil, and hang out.
That's everything. All I can think about is getting ready to buy my little plants. We got some strawberries going.
Nice. Yeah.
I'm happy for you, man. It seems like, you're doing what's really good for the soul at the end of the day, and, focusing on a lot on what matters, and at the end of the day, I think that's friends and family. It's so good to reconnect with you, brother.
It is.
I truly care a lot about you.
Same.
Your impacts to the game, to the culture, are unmatched in so many ways, Waldo.
Appreciate that.
Thank you for joining me today. Carrying the Torch podcast, Bobby Nugs, episode 12, Pop Shop Gallery, North Providence, Rhode Island. Again, shout out to all of our sponsors. Francesco's, solid 8-3, my brother. Thank you for sponsoring today's episode. I will be eating your pizza for life.
Yes.
Carrying the Torch podcast. Waldo's Wonders, man.
Yo.
Episode 12. We're out, fam. I appreciate you guys. Carrying the Torch podcast.
Thank y'all.